Good morning, year two. Today we are going to take a writing lesson together. The title of our lesson is called Personal Recount. But before we start, I want to remind you about the stories that we wrote before. Do you remember the stories? The types of stories, fiction and non-fiction? Today we are going to take also writing a story, but this time is a bit different. We are going to write a story about you, about yourself. We are going to write about story that happened to you. So a personal recount means that I'm retelling things that happened to me in the past. So why do we write a recount? We write a recount to retell and describe events that happened in the past. But take care. There is a very important thing that we have to write this recount in order. My events should be in order, like what happened first, then next, finally. So any recount look like this. We have three main things. Do we all agree? Beginning, middle, and ending. So I I want you to think like, do you remember what was in the beginning? Yes, you're right. We're having the five W's in the beginning. It's like a small introduction. The beginning should has who, what, where, when, and why. The five WH question words. So we are going to give a small introduction about the setting, the time and place. Who are the characters that are with me in the story? And then the next part is my middle. And we said the middle has all the details. So in my middle part or in the middle paragraph, we're having the events in order. And we should use the words like first, before, then, after, next. And also, we could use dates and names like we can say Sunday, Monday, last week, last month, last year. Or I can say the names of the characters that I have in my recount. And the most important thing, we could use descriptions. I could describe the place, describe the characters, or even describe me. The last thing, we are going into the ending. We said the ending, it's not long, it doesn't have too much details, it's just the closing of the story. How did you feel about it? What did you enjoy? What did you learn? What would you change if this happened to you again? So, after I finish my recount, I should make sure that I wrote all the things that should be in the recount. So we should have a title, and my events have to be in order. I have to use the time words as we said first, next, then, after, and as we said before, we have to use finger space. Like before I start my paragraph, I have to write or leave a finger space. My words do not have to be sticking together. I have to leave also one finger space between the words. And I have to use the past tense, of course, because it happened in the past. And I have to use adjectives to make my story interesting. And of course, the capital letters and full stops. So if I wrote the recount and I want to make sure if I'm right or wrong, I have to look at this small checklist. You have to make a tick after you finish. Like, does my recount have a title? Are the events in order? Did I use first, next, then, capital letters, full stops, or finger space? So I will show you now example of a recount. It's called A Trip to the Zoo. So I want you to read this silently, and I want you to look at how there is a space between each word, how before starting each paragraph there is a space, there is adjective, or there are many adjectives actually, and how it's divided into three main things: beginning, middle, and end. So, if you have any questions regarding this lesson, please send me an email and check your school portal every day for your worksheets and new lessons. Thank you.